My name is Darcy Zabel with Blanchard and Calhoun, and right now I'm talking with Nanda DeLaurentys and Tony Wynegar about life, living, and reasons to get into real estate, great things about this area. And so here we go. Today I'm here with Nanda DeLaurentys and Tony Wynegar, two of our team people at Blanchard and Calhoun. Nanda, 37 years with Blanchard and Calhoun.
Is that, I cannot believe that.
Yeah. And Nanda's right hand, Tony.
Yes.
How long have you been with?
Since January of 2000, so it marks 25 years.
25 years.
Yes.
25.
And that was 25 years since I've been licensed. Now, I used to work and do stuff for her, like newsletters and things like that at home all the time.
At home?
Yes.
Because?
We're related.
Because you're related. This is our mother-daughter team.
Yes.
So what is it like working every day together, mother-daughter in real estate?
It depends.
It depends on the day.
Sometimes it's hell to pay, and sometimes it's wonderful.
Yes.
Blessings.
We are completely different people. I don't know if you've noticed.
You can say that again.
We are different people, well, which is good because we like doing different things.
Well, it makes you very diverse.
Yes, and we're capable of doing quite a few different things that other agents aren't able to because one, there's two of us.
Right.
So we're going to catch everything between the two of us. We're going to catch anything that falls. There's no way that something's going to fall through the cracks. One of us is going to find it. Our strengths and weaknesses are different, and that
Tony
helps.
is very analytical, and that is good. She saved my butt in many different areas. On the other hand, she's not very emotional. So there are some clients that I tell her, you are not speaking to them. Okay.
I have heard that.
I am the one talking to them. You are not talking to them.
Yes.
She's very analytical, very logic.
That's
which
right.
helps a lot in the business environment. However, selling real estate is not, yes, it's a business, but it has to deal with a lot of emotion.
That's right. It is a very emotional.
It is a very emotional.
It's a high stress environment.
Right.
You are dealing with the largest financial transaction
right.
that you will do during your lifetime.
And you know what? I think it's like hard when you work in real estate to kind of remember that sometimes. Like even when we built our house,
yes,
my husband was stressed out about everything, and I'm like, if we don't like it,
I was the same. And,
we'll get a new house.
And I had to hear about it every day from him about what was wrong with the house. And I was the same. I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll catch it later on. It'll be fine.
No house is perfect.
Let them have a chance to fix it.
Yeah, we'll move again if we have to, which is so crazy because
it is. I was very
yeah.
It didn't bother me as much as it bothered him. That's right. That's truly accurate. Now, remember, you and I had discussions on this because, strangely enough, we were building our homes at the exact same time.
That's true. That's true. And Nanda, you just moved.
I tell you honestly, as a real estate agent, everybody should go into what every seller and buyer go through.
Right.
Buying and selling. It gives you a new perspective.
It does.
That's right.
Oh, you mean I got to live in a fishbowl while people are looking at my home? Oh, no. I understand entirely why we had a seller in a little home in Halifax, and it was for sale. The home was for sale, and she had one of those cameras, unfortunately for us. So the prospective buyer went in and opened the cabinet. She called me in tears, and she said, they opened the cabinets. Okay. Then I said, did you have your dirty underwear in the cabinet? What's wrong with that? No, they look inside my cabinet. Yes, people are going to be looking, and rightly so.
Right.
So you do have a new perspective on what people do on both sides of the field, on the buying side and on the selling side. Generally speaking, real estate, I think, is a wonderful job because it's not boring.
That's right. Every day is different.
We are not bored.
No two transactions are the same.
No. And you go across so many different walk of life, so many different people, so many different situations. it's great because it gives you the chance to be a hero,
That's right.
and I love that. It's for me it's rewarding.
It is. Well, you're
yeah.
like, leading these people through.
Yes, for
like,
me it's rewarding. I mean,
Right.
it's so we closing the last one that we had in December. We were closing at 11 o'clock on that day, whatever day it was. I don't remember. 8 o'clock in the morning, the seller called me frantic, say our bedroom floor has flooded. There is water
Oh.
all over. The buyer are going to do their final walkthrough at 11. It's 8 o'clock. I need help. I say, okay, no problem. I call my plumber. I call him my plumber. I mean, he's the
Yes.
plumber that I know. And I say, you got to do this. So he went in there, mop up the floor, locked the door so that the buyer will not see what he was doing, fixed the leak, and we closed promptly at 11.
Oh.
That was sort of course, I was the hero.
Of
Yes.
course.
In that moment, I was, I had the halo around my head.
Ah.
But see, that's great. And in a way, it's not so great because after you have withdrawal syndrome.
Right.
Okay, now, nobody's calling me to fix a problem. What's wrong with this?
What am I going to do?
What am I
Yes.
going to do? You have the back.
We've also spent so much time with these people that it's hard to
Yes.
Oh, you
to
do
like,
spend
yeah,
quite a bit of
you're
time.
like talking to them every day.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes
multiple
for several
time.
months.
Yes.
And then it's like you closed and you're like,
Oh.
Okay. And now
you
it's
don't need
over.
I
me
guess
no
I don't have
more.
any
Yeah.
reason to
Well, you
like,
do. You know
it's
their
like your
family.
babies have grown up.
Yes.
You
yes.
you start to know their family,
That's
what's
right.
happening at their life, because they're going to talk to you.
Right.
What's going on at their job? Why are we moving? Because there's always some reason for someone to move. Sometimes there's a good reason, sometimes maybe not so good reason. So you have all the emotions of that on top of it. And some people are just not ready to move. They are emotionally attached to that house
Right.
or to what that house represented.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's amazing.
And
I mean-
that's the most difficult. And sometimes they're just not ready to go. You just have to
Right.
walk away and let it go and come
you
back
have
to it
to
later.
push them out.
Right.
We got
Sometimes,
to
yes.
do this, okay? You
Yes.
remember that you told me you got to do
You
this?
told
We got
me
to
we
do
You
need
told
to sell
me to
this
do
house.
this. You
Yes.
remember
We've
that?
done it.
Okay.
We've got to go.
It's time to go.
Okay,
Well, they do have.
Let me help you. What is it that you don't want
they-
to
You
carry
need me to
with
hold your
you?
hand?
Sometimes they
while we walk
panic
out?
because they signed the contract, they're all happy, and then you leave, and then the reality of what happened sets in,
Yeah.
and so now they're thinking, oh, I have 30 days, 40 days, 40 whatever to get out of the house. Where am I going to go? I like this house. Why am I leaving this house? I know everything I need to know about the house. The drugstore's around the corner. The vet is over there. My friends live across the street, and now all that's going to be gone.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
But that's
Yes.
why it's wonderful because it's a renew.
You get to do things again.
Think again.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's more
Italian
comfortable
hands.
doing that.
Yes.
I'm not comfortable. I like staying put in one place. But I'm a different person. So when I look at a property for myself, just for myself, when I look at a property, I look at, could I live here? Sure. Do I like the area? Absolutely. Because I'm going to look at area first. Then I'm going to
Which
look at the
makes sense.
house. That's
Well, it
how I
does,
look
yeah.
at things. I look at the area first. Then I look at the house. But even then, I'm like, and I love my house. Everyone knows I love my house. I built that house. It took us a year. I cried over that house. There was so much frustration between me and my husband on that house because he is very, very German. And he cannot let little things go. And so we had constant arguments about this house. And this was during COVID when we were the beginning of COVID. That's when
Well, the world was just like
the world was just shutting down.
and we didn't really even know
In
what was
January of that
coming.
year, the world was shutting down. This was in January of 2020. The world was shutting down or beginning to shut down. We were building a home. So the phone stopped ringing because everyone didn't know what was going on. And the checks were coming out because we were building a home. And so it was very uncomfortable. So we had high stress situation, and we were also living with her because we had already sold our home.
Oh.
Yes.
And living back living with mom.
Yes. Back living
which
with
is
mom.
also like a blessing.
She loved it. Are you kidding me?
We were upstairs.
We were upstairs.
Whenever somebody's upstairs, for me,
she doesn't pay any attention.
It's another
really.
house. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Like, when we were transitioning down here, my husband was living in our house here, and I was finishing out my job in Raleigh. I went and lived with my parents because our house in Raleigh was sold, and we had bought this house.
Yeah.
And I was moved back in and lived with my parents for about a month. And for a minute there, I was like, why did I ever leave?
Yes.
Like, my mom packed my lunch and bought me cosmic brownies.
No.
Like, I was like
she's not
a married adult.
And
she was packing my lunch for me.
No.
She would try to do our laundry. I'm like, stop
my
doing
mom
the
did my laundry. I came home, dinner was cooked.
Yes,
yes,
that wonderful?
Yes, that was nice.
I didn't have to pick what it was going to be because
it was already made.
Yeah, no.
What do you think
was there?
What do you think the worst thing is about being an adult? Because I know what it is.
Deciding what to eat.
Deciding what you're going to eat for dinner. That is the worst thing about being an adult. Because, I mean, some people say it's like taxes. Taxes is only a problem once a year in April.
Yes.
Dinner is every day.
It's like constant.
Every day. It's like, what do you want to eat for dinner? Oh.
I do the same thing. And then we change our minds because we might make a decision the night before, and then something happens during the day. And like, well, I don't want to cook tonight. Let's just go out. All right. And so, and I know we've all had this discussion in January where we talk to ourselves or our spouses or whoever we're living with and say, hey, we need to do better physically. So let's try to cut out going out to eat out
so much.
We're not going to eat out so much. We're going to save money.
We're going to save calories.
Yes, it's healthier for you if you cook at home. All of this is true. So
also and the then activity of washing dishes.
Yes, I don't particularly. I don't care washing dishes. That doesn't bother me. I hate putting the dishes up.
Oh, that doesn't bother me.
That is my biggest pet peeve.
Clean dishes are no problem for me.
I'll take out the trash before I'll unload the dishes.
Well,
it's just one of those weird things.
This
but
is
we
what
all
you do. As an Italian, you open the refrigerator and you see what you got. I say, okay, I can combine that with that. Okay, let's do it.
There you go.
That's what she does.
Okay, so Italian. So that's where the accent's from.
Yes, yes.
So,
from Rome, Italy, directly to Martinez. That's what it was called. Martinez. And everybody was correcting me, but that's what I was told. Several years ago, probably more than 40, and it was a little bit of a shock, to be honest with you. So I got out of the airport. We got out at the airport in Bushfield. It was two lane only. Sorry, I moved this. And I thought, I look around, there is nothing. I thought, well, I read it somewhere there are 350 million American. Where in the heck are they?
Where are the Americans? You're not looking for us anymore.
No.
No. Now I caught myself in thinking how we change. Perspective changed dramatically. Before going down on the highway, on any highway, and you look at the median that is huge and it's got trees and whatnot, I thought, coming from Rome, oh, look at the wasted space. They could have put all kinds of things in this medium.
That's true.
Now
fountain.
Now you're looking at it and you say, that's not big enough. You know, they really should make that
more separation in case somebody was to come across.
It's amazing as you change.
Right.
But the open field is something that still is a wonderful feeling.
You know, had you ever been to the U.S. before you lived in the U.S.?
I came a couple of years before moving.
Oh.
I spent 1 month in here going up and down and actually checking it out.
Yeah.
I was with my notepad. I say, okay, a gallon of milk over here costs blah, blah. A liter, because we don't go by gallon. You know, we are a small country. Everything is small. So no gallon, liter. You know, no pound. It's just everything is shrink. Um, and I visit Georgia. My sponsor was here. Georgia, I visit Tennessee, which I thought it was a beautiful state. Very
Tennessee.
green,
Oh,
very
yes.
hilly, very nice people, very, very friendly. Visit New York, which I thought, oh boy, this is for the birds. New Yorker don't have any time to spend with you. If they spend 3 seconds with you, it's 3 seconds too many. It's a great town, but I could not live there. And uh, that's big for me to say coming from Rome, which a city, it's a
lot of
city.
people.
Yeah, but whatever.
That is
We've
interesting because Rome's very walkable. New
Yes.
York City is walkable.
it's
People can't drive there. Like,
yes, it's there are similarity in a roundabout way, but they are not similarity.
that's true.
I mean, I don't know how to put it into
Well,
the
it's
right
like
terms.
Rome is like,
It's spread. The New York
Yeah.
is compact.
and it's like
It
neon
goes-
lights.
Yeah, it's
and
more vertical.
Billboards.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yes, it is more. That's
It's more
true. It is
vertical.
more vertical.
Yes.
Yeah, Rome is
Yeah.
not like that.
No.
There's not many buildings that are over 4 stories.
That
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe on the outskirts they've built new things now, but in the historic center, there's nothing that's more
So
than 3
what
or 4
else we
stories.
visit? We visit Missouri, mainly the East Coast, Texas, which I thought it was huge. In Texas, people think that everything is better in Texas. You
It's
know?
all big too.
It's
Bigger
all big.
in Texas.
Everything
Bigger
is
and
big,
better.
you know. I was impressed by the junction of the Mississippi and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Where you see the going down, and it is so wide at one point in time. I cannot remember geographically where it was, but the river was so wide that
Mississippi
you
River?
Yeah.
could almost did not see the other side
Oh,
of the
yeah.
river. That was impressive.
Mississippi River is
Impressive,
big, yeah.
very impressive. It's a beautiful country. They're wonderful. I went to Oklahoma, which
Now,
it's
don't say-
flat as a
Don't
pancake.
say anything negative.
No, I'm not saying
like-
anything.
it's
negative.
No,
just
it is
plain.
flat. It's flat.
It is flat as a
Plains,
pancake.
yeah.
The tumbleweeds that they have, and they have
Yeah,
quite
they're
a few of
rolling
them.
around.
They are the heel of Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Well, I think people have that misconception about Georgia as well. It's really quite diverse in terms of geography.
Well, it is.
It really it is,
Like-
and people don't realize
And from
that.
right here in Augusta, like
Well, we're right on the Piedmont.
in
so
2 hours,
You
look
can
at
Yes.
all
be
the places
anywhere.
we
you could
can
be
get.
anywhere.
You could be on the beach. You could be in the
Yes.
mountains. You could go to Atlanta.
You could go to Atlanta it takes about 2.5 hours to get to
Yeah.
Atlanta, depending on what part of Atlanta you want to go to, because now Atlanta has 6 million people in the metro area.
It's true.
At least that's the last statistic I heard.
I got to say something about that.
Yeah, what's that?
They say that Italian drivers are crazy, which is absolutely true. But I tell you, all the Italians must be in Atlanta because that
the
place
traffic
is
is something
insane.
else.
That place is
Well,
insane.
imagine the traffic load of New York City, but at high speed.
Yeah, well,
That's
they
Atlanta.
replaced look,
Oh my
Atlanta. They
God.
replaced Vespas
Yes.
with like
High-speed
like
cars.
Suzuki motorcycles.
Yeah, you get
they
a lot of
they don't need a
motorcycles.
Vespa. They needed
I-
to go 85.
I-20 means 120.
That's right.
That's what that means. And if you don't go fast, you're going to get run over.
That's right.
You will literally
Well,
get run over from
and
behind.
It's like 13 lanes of traffic going
It
in
is.
each direction. So you
It
have
is.
like a
The-
26
It's
lane
The
overwhelming.
worst,
highway.
the
It's
worst is the
overwhelming.
I-20 285
Oh, yes.
interchange. Oh God!
Okay,
it's
have
a
you been to
disaster.
Atlanta recently?
No.
Okay,
don't want
they
to.
are doing a
No.
lot of work on that. Like
Well,
there's
that's
gonna
always been
be
doing work
Again?
on that.
like a different like it's almost gonna be like I think it'll be good when they open it. Like I think it will help those of us
Maybe.
coming from Augusta going towards
Yeah.
Atlanta and towards like
Yeah.
where the airport is and everything. Because that 285, like if you're on
Intersection is
I-20,
terrible.
you're stopping when you get to
Yes,
285.
That
But
285 intersection.
the way that they're doing it, like it's not going to be that loopy exit anymore. It's going to be like up and over and around.
Oh, okay, great.
And so people won't have to panic because
Yeah.
they won't have to have the merge on, merge off, do the cloverleaf.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So I think it'll be better.
it's a lot of
I mean,
people
we'll
in
see.
Atlanta.
We'll
Well,
see.
it also has
I'm
the,
not going.
It also
Some
has
traffic
the,
engineer.
I
I'm
think
not
the
going.
largest airport in the world now.
That's right. Yeah, the busiest
so
airport.
the busiest
yeah.
airport. And now the Atlanta airport, once you get inside it, because the parking is a little questionable, because you
Well,
have to
it's a
park in the middle of
it's
nowhere.
organized. It's
It's
very
organized
in the
inside the airport. The airport itself to navigate is quite easy.
I still maintain the nicest airport I've ever been to is the airport in Rome.
The Fiumicino?
Yes, it's so
simple.
nice.
Well, they've
It's like
simple.
so nice.
they've cleaned it up because it's Jubilee year.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
you're
not-
seeing it
that's
at
not
its
such a
best. So
bad
that's
thing.
always
Oh.
positive.
I mean, it was so
come on
nice.
now.
But back to, so you can be in Atlanta in 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We were in DeLaurentys in a little bit less than 3. And
Yeah, you can
DeLaurentys
get to Helen.
is the Blue Ridge Mountains
Yep.
in North Georgia, and they're beautiful. You really need to go. You got all kind of little towns, and there's a lot of wineries up there.
There is, yes.
A ton of wineries, strangely enough. So you can go up there and have a nice weekend. DeLaurentys, Blue Ridge, Helen, any of those
Yes.
places.
It's a great count.
But personally,
Honestly.
I like going to the beach, which is south and east.
Yes, definitely.
So you can be in St. Simon's in 4 hours. I can get to Charleston from here in 3 hours. I'm
It's
a
great
beach
position.
person, so I
think
like it.
Augusta is positioned wonderfully.
It is.
I used to say that Augusta don't have hurricane. I got to retract
Yeah, well, that was
Yeah,
that
we
was
are gonna
yeah,
retract
we're
that,
We're
gonna
going to
aren't we?
retract that. But
That was not a pleasant experience.
Think about like the last 6 months in the weather here. We've had the hurricane.
Yes,
twice the
And
snow.
Yeah,
Twice the snow.
twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
and enough snow to
But
stop everything.
The great
Right.
thing about Augusta is you have all of that, and then to San Diego, it was 80 degrees.
I know.
Yes,
Wasn't
It's
that crazy?
beautiful.
Could
I'm
sit
outside
outside.
doing stuff.
You know what? You don't like
Which
the
is
weather
what I
today?
like.
Don't worry
Don't
about
See
it.
what
about it.
tomorrow's
We
going
we
to
do
be.
have people that come down, especially from the north, and they ask us about the weather. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is very simple. From May to September, it's hot. Really, really, really hot. It
Let's
does not
don't
let up.
stress the hot part.
It's
Okay.
hot.
It's not- some
Now-
people really like hot weather.
Some people
Yes.
like the hot weather.
Yeah.
From October to April, who knows?
Yeah.
It might
Well,
be warm. It
usually
might be
October
cold.
and November usually are beautiful month in here. The fall time is gorgeous. in
Yes.
here. I love it.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely love it. A little blanket in the night and t-shirt in the
Maybe.
day, working outside. Great.
Yes.
You cannot do much better than that. That's the good thing also about Augusta. You can enjoy outside living. You can
Yes.
you can plant a tomato plant, a rosemary bush. You can have a pergola outside. You actually have an extra space outside.
Well, you put a
You do.
pool in. You
put a
definitely
pool in,
can
yeah.
use
put
a
a
pool
pool
in,
here.
You
can
really
put
do have
a
an extra room, your
fireplace
backyard.
Right.
outside. You really have an extra space.
Yeah.
Right. You
Because
absolutely
even
do.
in the middle of the summer, when you can go out after the sunset,
yeah.
and it's tolerable.
Nice, yeah.
It's nice. I mean,
You
you
get
nice.
used to it.
you do.
you do
You
get used to it.
You do.
The first year that I was here, in the summer, I was embracing the air
American.
conditioner.
Oh.
I was right on it.
Yes.
And then from there on, I said, well, I cannot live here forever. I got to get used to this. So I developed a tough skin. Now I do outside.
Now you're outside all the
I
time.
love outside.
You mow your grass.
I mow my grass with my riding lawnmower. I just love it. I feel like I am a crazy
Mowing
dudette.
lady. Oh,
The,
dudette.
the neighborhood people call me the Italian grandmother.
Yes.
Yes. They
That
do
seems
call her
very
that.
fitting.
That seems fitting. And I, on the other hand, do not like the outside.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
outside.
I do not. Well,
See,
in all fairness,
Another
I
way
have
y'all are opposite.
I
Yeah.
have allergies, so it's just I don't care to be
No,
outside
don't-
very often.
If they tell me that I always got to stay inside, it's like being in a prison. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? What? I got to see only
Yes.
these four walls. I'll be out.
No, we
out.
don't have any
Yes.
issues getting along at all.
Yeah, no, that
Now,
is,
strangely enough, her and my husband get along quite well,
Very
so that
similar.
works out well. It's
he's
a
a
different.
good guy.
We're different people.
He's a good guy. I mean,
That makes you a well-rounded team.
it's
Yes, We
Again, she
see.
cannot talk with some people, okay?
No, I'm good at talking with engineers.
There you
Oh,
go.
engineer's perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's how I look at things.
So you're dealing the numbers.
I
Nanda's
like to deal-
dealing with
yes,
the
emotion.
emotions.
Yes.
I am not an emotional support person. You probably do not want to come to me for emotional support. Now, if you want to come with me for problem, I'll fix your problem. I will tell you 3 options.
Mathematically,
that
Yeah.
of
problem,
course.
but no other problem.
I will tell you 3 options, and here you go. Here's how you can fix your problem.
But to come back to real estate for a moment, because I think that's what we should talk about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a great job.
Great job. Yes.
No boring.
No.
Reward.
It is.
It is also very. It really. This is for whoever wants to go in real estate. You really got to take a good picture of you. Face yourself. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's a job of its own. There is not a manager
Well, yeah,
that is
like
telling you got
Yeah.
to do this or you got to do that. It's
That's right.
based on result only.
self-motivation.
Self-motivation.
Big.
So if you are not motivated, if you are detailed in terms of this is my budget, this is what I got to do, this blah, blah, blah. If I do this plus this equal that, that's not going to work that way. It's all a surprise.
Well, it's essentially you're running your own business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
You run
Like-
your own
You got
business.
to
You are
motivate
self-employed.
yourself.
yeah.
You are
And
self-employed.
so if you don't show up at the office at 8:00, I mean,
Wow.
if y'all don't show up at the office, I might call and be like,
Yes.
"Where
What's
are
wrong?
What's
you?"
wrong with you? What
It's
happened?
like-
Are you okay?
Because you're very regimented.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people who, they come into real estate and they don't realize that
No, you're
if
gonna
you're
have to put
not
some
there
work
at
in.
8:00, like I'm not going to call you. And if you don't come for 3 days and you're not there at
That's
8:00,
fine.
Yes.
like you're not
Yes.
punching a time clock. But this job, like it's so different than many others because you run your own business, but you're the master of that universe. Like you
Yes.
can do very well in real estate, or you can
do very
or
poor.
you can
Right.
have an expensive hobby.
Yes,
Yes.
it is expensive. Well, and
It
there's
is.
also, and things change on a daily basis.
That's right.
The market
It's
changes
so
on a
important
daily
to be
basis.
informed.
What's a
Yes.
trend changes on a daily basis.
well, the
what's-
way we do real
the
estate
way we
has
do
changed in the last year.
Dramatically.
Well, yes, because of all the new laws. And also, I don't think people realize there's quite a difference when you're looking at your first home versus your third or fourth home.
Yes.
So there's also that comes into play. So you have to adjust yourself to what a first-time buyer is looking for,
Right.
or what a second-time buyer is looking for, what a third-time buyer is. Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm not looking at
Oh,
you.
okay.
Um,
So there is that aspect to it as well. The laws change, the code changes,
everything
everything changes all the time.
but
It's so important.
essentially it's still the same.
It is.
So
you
people-
still have to like a home.
You
heart of
have,
the business.
You have
Yeah.
to fulfill a need that this buyer or seller need. You
Yes.
got to help them. Really and truly, you got to look at it. How can I solve this problem? How can I help these people? And if you are really sincerely motivated by that, you are going to make it.
That's right.
If you're waiting for somebody to give you leads or whatever,
No,
that's
you're in the
not
wrong.
going to happen. And there is one more factor, and this I think it's innate in me. You need to have. Can you disregard
Don't
that?
worry about it. It's just I'm sure it's
You-
spam because
You
we
need
get
to
that.
have a pride in your job.
That's right.
My mom always tell me, pick a job, whatever job, even if you're going to be a trash collector, be the best trash collector
Oh, there
out
you
there.
go.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that
Yes.
too.
Yeah, be
Yes.
the best you can be at whatever.
That's
I mean,
right.
I want to go back home and thinking I did a good job. I helped somebody. So,
We were always-
unfortunately, we always think success equals dollar. And in a way, certainly that is
certainly,
important.
yeah, in a way,
But we also got to
be
include
fulfilled.
other things there.
Right.
It's got to be take
Oh no, I
pride
would
in your
agree. I would
job.
think that
Take
the ones that
pride.
we've felt the best about helping have been on the not as high price point.
Right.
Yes.
Those
first
are the
time
one-
on
Well, do you
buyers.
have a favorite transaction? What's your favorite
Yes.
transaction?
I
Oh,
got a
tell us
couple
that.
of them.
All right, pick us a favorite
the
transaction.
one
share
that
it.
I think I did a pro bono, because that was a pro bono. It was the janitor of the Episcopal Day School.
Mm-hmm.
I still 30 years ago.
30 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, 30 years ago. I still talk with him on a yearly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel, the poor thing, was doing 2 jobs, but just because he wanted to buy a home, his paper, his document was a mess. So I say, well, we need to bring something to the loan company in order for you to apply for a loan and get a loan, because we want to get a loan, right?
Yeah.
So that was the famous last word. He brought me a shoebox with bunch of
Stuff.
paper. He said, this is all I got.
Oh.
Do something with it. Well, we did something with it. We
Yeah.
did an FHA loan. We were able to walk around the several different problems, and he bought a home, and he's still there.
It's still there in the
Yes,
same
Still
home.
there.
Yeah. She still thinks of, I mean,
Very
he does call
rewarding.
us periodically. He
Yes.
calls her
Yeah.
periodically.
Did
I
I
wasn't
make
there at
any
the time.
money? Very little, but does it really?
But you help this person get in
Yes.
their
Yes.
dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that is like,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is it's so cool.
it is.
The other favorite transaction that I had several that they were good. Some were not favorable, but okay, but we managed it. The one favorable was the one long time ago. I was showing home. The
Uh-huh.
buyer went with me in the car, young couple. We were off of Almond Road,
Just right on the street.
Yeah.
just down the street. I ring the bell, no answer. I knock the door. I open the lockbox. Hello, get in. As I am into the hallway, the buyer right behind me, the guy came out of the shower,
Oops.
the seller,
Oopsies.
stark naked.
Oops.
Silence. So, in order to break the silence, which was an awkward moment, I look at him and I say, "Nice form." Everybody
walk
bust
off.
out laughing.
Nice form.
Nice form.
You-
He said, "Looking good, man."
Yeah. There are
So-
weird things that happen in real Yeah.
So anyway, we finish our tour. They put a contract on that home.
Oh,
They bought the home,
yeah.
and there was a very little P.S.
Uh-huh.
Seller is welcome to come to shower every day of the week.
Oh, silly.
That was cute.
Well,
But you don't realize as a seller how much your personal space is invaded.
well, definitely.
Because it
definitely.
is.
You
They're
ring
looking
the
at-
bell, you
No.
open the lockbox, you say hello,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then you
something
walk
weird
in.
about just knowing that somebody has been amongst your things, like
It's
amongst
very
your
odd.
Because I mean, we have people come over, you don't say, "And right this way to my bedroom."
No, I
Yeah,
do not.
no.
No. Most of the time when
Uh-uh.
people come over, I close doors
Yeah.
because I'm very odd.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like,
very
you really,
odd
you
like
don't show
that.
people your bathroom. You don't show
No,
people
I
your
really
bedroom.
don't. No, it's my
But when
personal space.
You're showing your home.
You have to.
You
Yes.
are.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
have
you're
to.
letting people into your bedroom.
Yeah,
and
and
it's like-
whatever personal quirks you
Right.
have, you have to get them
well, and
under
you've
control.
removed a lot of that stuff, but it's still,
Yeah.
it's just something about
Yeah.
knowing that strangers have seen where you
Yeah,
sleep.
I mean, we've certainly been in homes showing them where
Right.
they've had bras drying on the clothesline and the
Yeah.
in the
On
shower,
the knob of the door.
on the knob on the
Oh,
door.
yeah.
You know.
And look, we've all done things like this before, but you can't do that when people are
Right.
showing your home.
Right.
So and you just either you don't remember that someone's coming in, or you don't care. It's one of the two.
Or you just forget about it.
Or you-
ain't
yeah,
in
you
a
just
don't
hurry to
remember.
get
In a
out, and
hurry,
you just
yeah.
yeah, there's always
when you're
dishes.
living in your house, and
Yes.
stage living, show living,
It's almost
not
impossible to
living.
maintain.
So
It's
But-
impossible to maintain.
It's a great job. It
Great
really
job.
is a great job.
It's a great industry.
It's a great job.
You're-
I love it.
You're going to be
I mean,
surprised every day with something.
That's right.
Like
and that is the wonderful thing. It's not boring.
It's not
No.
boring.
Yes, I mean it really is.
we
And you don't have nobody to blame if you or something is not happening, but you.
That is true.
True.
So
We've had
the
more
buck
weird
stops here.
stories than
That's right.
we've had the one we just was a couple of years ago. Somebody planted a tree over the septic tank.
Yes.
Oh,
20
yeah.
years later, the third owner, the fourth owner is selling the home, and we're trying to do a septic inspection because you really should do that. And oopsie, there's a tree over the septic tank. So they had to cut the tree down.
That's
And
right.
the tree was 20 plus
It was
tall.
a huge
Well,
tree. It
there's
was a
just-
2-story tree.
Yes.
There's so many things that the
That-
general public does
that
not
you don't
know.
realize that
That
because they were asking, well, do we really need to the buyers? Do we really need to do one? Yes. You especially now that we know there's a tree over it. I don't know what the tree root has done to the lines. You need to have this checked out. It's well worth it. And they were in the end they agreed because once they realized the mess it created, that you're talking a lot of money here. We do these
Right.
inspections because you try to prevent a bigger problem down the road. You try to resolve whatever's broken now, but if you see that there's a problem down the road, you need to think about it. Am I going to fix this 15-year-old air conditioner? Am I going to, now we're going to have all kind of roof problems because of the hurricane.
Yep.
We
wow.
are going to have roof issues just because the insurance companies were already changing prior to the hurricane, and now it's going to be a bigger change much faster.
Wow.
So that'll be fun for all
That's
of
why
us.
it's important.
It's more challenging.
It's gonna be more
It'll be more
challenging.
challenging,
More challenging.
but I think you both are ready to rise to
Absolutely.
whatever challenge.
Absolutely.
You can help them with their numbers and
I
getting
help
it
them with
already.
your numbers.
And Nanda's going to be there to hold their hand when
Yes,
they're
that's
stressed
basically
out into the
correct.
wall.
That's
So,
correct.
Yeah, so
I-
I just want to thank you both for coming
Oh, thank
You're
you for
and
welcome.
having
Thank you for
chatting
having
with
us.
me today.
Absolutely.
Nanda and Tony, realtor, and I guess
I'm a
realtor,
realtor.
yeah, with Blanchard and Calhoun.
I have my license. Hey, it is. I am licensed in the state of Georgia.
In
At
South
least that's what my
Carolina.
contract says.
I'm also in South Carolina.
Yes,
There
she's
you
also
go.
is licensed
There
in
you
South.
go.
So we do pop
I
over.
do like South Carolina too. The North Augusta is a very quaint town. I like it. This is now home.
This is home.
This is home. So I encourage people to move on down.
There you go.
This is much warmer in more ways than one.
That is true.
Than up north.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Give Nanda and Tony a call.
Yes.
We're ready.
Yeah.